Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Turn it on in the morning.
Every morning.
Come on, girl.
And leave it all day long.
Because they're funny, they're entertaining.
Shake that booty.
From 93.3 KZOZ.
On the news that O.J. Simpson passed away last night of cancer at his home in Florida. We were sitting there kind of reminiscing, remembering our old buddy, Allan
I don't
Park.
know that it was Florida because it said he was getting chemotherapy treatments in Vegas. Maybe he did both. Maybe he lived a little bit in Vegas and a little bit in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know he was living in Florida. When we watched his Twitter feed stuff, it was coming from Florida because he'd talk about his house on the golf course in Florida. But who knows? Maybe he moved once he got sick. But I know that somebody wrote in earlier and they said the reason he went to Florida is because Florida wouldn't allow the Goldman family to touch his NFL pension. There was a reason legally why he went there. It was the state.
So he had to live like 160 days in Florida, and then he could live the rest of the time in Vegas if he liked to live in Vegas for whatever reason. I mean, there was a reason why he was there getting his chemo treatments. I mean, I think Florida probably has better health care than Vegas does. Just from a geographical standpoint, there's a lot of old people in Florida, not so many old people in Vegas. I saw Cato was trending this morning, too. Cato Kalin's trending this morning.
Well, Allan Park was trending for us. Allan Park was the limo driver that went to his house to pick him up to take him to the airport that night. Became a big part of the case because he actually saw him allegedly after these crimes were committed, took him to the airport. There was some stuff he saw him doing with his bags. And so we called him, but his phone went right to voicemail. I called him like 4 or 5 times. And he called us back. And he's on hold now. So we just figured, Allan, that you shut your phone off.
No, it was probably on. I silenced it usually during the night. But I woke up to quite a barrage of calls.
I can imagine.
I was kind of like, "What's going on?" And then next thing I know, I started to see what it was because I'm like, "Oh, why are people trying to get a hold of me?" And then next thing you know, I turn on the news. I'm like, "Oh, that's why."
That's why. Okay, yeah, I guess we're guilty of that too. But really, we just wanted to say hi and see what you've been up to. Last time we knew you, you were playing softball with us. You were working for the train, and then you moved.
I did. I came up to Northern California and up out of Sacramento area, and still driving trains and possibly still driving murderers.
Well, hey, if you're driving a train, you're probably driving a murderer too.
Wait, you're not like an Uber or Lyft driver, are you?
Actually, no. I work for. I'm an engineer driving trains for Amtrak.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's the only thing you're driving.
Murderers.
No limos, no Uber, no Lyft, just trains these days.
Yeah. No, I mean, next step for you is Greyhound, right? Then you'd be moving more murderers.
So, who has reached out to you?
Backward.
Who's reached out to you today? Is anybody of any significance, I should say?
Not really. No. I mean, other than you guys give me a call. I had a couple unknown calls, from callers that I didn't know. They did not leave a message. I was kind of surprised that I didn't because, it is the 30-year anniversary this June, and I actually just filmed a documentary with A&E that'll be out this June. They're probably right around the 30-year anniversary.
They're scrambling around in mad production right now. What's going on? How do we rewrite this thing right now?
Yeah, right.
We can't remember because it's been so long. Did you think he did it or did you think he didn't?
No, I believe he did.
Okay.
I mean, from, obviously everything that I witnessed that night. And, like I've said before, I didn't, go home and just think, someone must have murdered somebody or, you didn't go home thinking that. But I remember going home and saying, man, it was a weird night.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird. Something was off. And from kind of, the evidence and from what I saw, dude, he's guilty.
So my question was, there was some kind of talk that he might have thrown something away at the airport after he got out of your limo. Did they find anything in the trash can there, or was that just something that you saw him go over to a trash can?
No. So what came out about that was, when that black bag that he was overly cautious about, that Cato tried to go get, and he freaked out about it. That little black bag was the one that when I was leaving LAX, I saw it on top of the trash can. that bag never came back from Chicago. And then later, supposedly, and that was the last place I saw it. I never saw him shove anything in there or whatnot. But later, a witness came out and said that he saw him putting something in the trash can. But what was weird was he never came out and said anything about it during the trial. He came out during the civil trial. And so more and more that's come out in other documentaries and stuff that I've done. So there's no proof. So because he never came forward right then, they never searched. They never even looked in the trash.
Right, because, I mean, so much time had probably passed that you can't.
Exactly.
You're talking about Los Angeles. Good luck finding anything that was put in the trash.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially in the 90s.
Right, LAX alone.
Yeah, exactly. One day's trash is a lot of trash. Yeah.
So how do you feel today after, I mean, this was a big part of your life. I mean, that one pickup and drop off at the airport. How do you feel today that he's dead?
I don't think it's no real feelings at all. I guess it's, it's never ended, obviously. I mean, we still.
Yeah, he never will find the real killers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he worked really hard on it. That's what he said. The real killer must be a golfer, right?
Yeah, or a Twitter follower. I mean,
Yeah, did you ever follow any of his stuff on Twitter? It's pretty funny.
I'm not a Twitter guy, and but I would get I get all kinds of friends telling me that they would show me what he would post, and was some of it was kind of comical.
Yeah, no, he's a funny guy. I mean, But anyways, all right. Well,
literally, somebody just texted me a picture of a Bronco with wings on it going into the.
Somebody wrote in and said, "I wonder if a white Bronco will lead the funeral procession on the freeway."
Yeah. Not good.
Well, I know you're not on Twitter, and I just think it's interesting. Bruce, or formerly Bruce, now Caitlin, is just texted or just tweeted "good riddance" and then hashtag OJ Simpson. So apparently, Bruce not a fan of the person who was such close friends with his family
and his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they had one of the daughters they always thought was OJ's daughter, that she had.
Oh, yeah, Chloe's. Yeah,
Chloe,
definitely.
yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, anyways, Allan, thanks for calling us back. You're a great guy, and it was great to catch up.
Yes, good hearing from you guys. And
keep moving those murderers around in a very efficient fashion up in Northern California. Okay,
but I just turn a blind eye to it now. I don't notice anything anymore.
Right. I would too. I would be doing everything with blinders after having to deal with that. I'd be like, I don't know if there's a black bag or not. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyways, great talking to you. We'll catch up with you. I don't know, on the anniversary, maybe when your show comes out.
Hey, yeah, let us know. Let us know, like if if A&E gives you like a heads up on whether or not they're gonna.
I definitely will. Netflix is doing something too, but I turned them down. They just I don't know. They rubbed me the wrong way. But the A&E documentary should be pretty good.
Okay.
It'll be it's actually with all her sisters, and it's the first time they've ever done anything.
Oh, wow. Okay, that'll be interesting. One of our listeners, the first girl he ever kissed was Nicole.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very small world.
So he says.
He said he made out with her full time.
You never forget your first kiss.
No, you don't. That's the thing. He's like 6'9" now, too. Too bad he wasn't there. He could have protected her.
Yes. Too bad she ever met him.
Yeah.
OJ, that is.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Exactly, yeah. Jerry's a nice guy. All right, Allan.
All right.
Take care.
You guys do the same. Good hearing from you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.